Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Eric McGrew with Eric's Tree Service in Montrose, Colorado, Elevated Office Podcast, Eric McGrew, the Arborist Podcast, and then of course all of my Eric McGrew YouTube videos that I'm doing that I try to put out for you guys regularly about equipment, gears, techniques, tips, and just some business tips as well and different things like that. So I've got some really cool content coming up for you guys here soon, without a doubt, but I got this box from Arborist Supply. Now, the thing about Arborist Supply is that once again, we do work together and they are helping me out, but they are not giving me these products, just so you know that. I am paying for them. They do help me out with an arrangement that we have, and I won't go into those details, but these products are sometimes custom products that they help me get that I'm having a hard time getting otherwise, or they get it to me really, really quickly, and they go through, conversations with me to figure out what the best option is for me. And that's a really important thing, and that's why I'm using these guys, okay? It's not about the money. I mean, the money always helps, but the discounts help, but it's about them as a company. And today they sent me some products I needed, and these products are going to be products I get to review for you guys as well, so there will be some benefit in that as well. And I'll talk about why I'm replacing the products I have with these products or these pieces of equipment, and why I think you might want to consider what I'm doing. All right, so I have 4 products here, okay? 3 of which I paid for. 1 I didn't pay for, but it's not because they gave it to me. We'll talk about that in a second. So I did get this Gap Arborist, this Sterling Rit cord. It is a 28 millimeter Rit cord. It's a Prusik cord, and the reason I got this is because all my other Prusik cords have been burnt up from using them with my lanyards. Now, if you know, and if you've watched me for any period of time, you'll know that I absolutely despise rope grabs. Unfortunately, I'm not real fond of even the Art Positioner 2 lanyard system. I'm not saying that the product is bad. It's made super well, it's high quality, it's beautiful, it's a piece of art. I just don't like the way that those kind of systems function. I like my lanyard systems to work like secondary climbing systems. So I like to have progressive DDR key style movement. And the only way that you can really do that on the market right now is by running a really big device like a rope runner or a Petzl Zigzag or something like that, a unisender, and that's not what I want. I think the new the Hipster by Thompson Tools is for descent pretty good, but it's kind of hard to take slack up on, right? So I found that a tending pulley and a good Prusik cord is like ultimate. I've been running a VT. They told me, Kyle and Ray both were talking to me, and I've got a couple that I'm going to try, like the what is it called? Machucan, or whatever it's called. And there's another one I can't remember the name of that I'm gonna Canut, maybe, and I'm gonna try those. And I wanted a 28 inch, even though it might be a bit short, because I want the least amount of sit back possible. And we'll talk about why in the future here with this stuff, okay? So that's one thing that I got with this order, is just a little 28 inch Sterling Rit Prusik cord, all right? Super good, I've used these, like them. Now this I'm really stoked about, because they actually ordered this for me, but it came from A-Height, and this thing is just really nice. This is the TriTech lanyard cord. Now, evidently there is another product out on the line. Hopefully when I get my next lanyard, which will be in a few months, this will be compared to it, because it's supposed to be similar. They say this is cut resistant as a promotional thing. Technically, from what I understand, it's not cut resistant, but I will say this, in the year of using my other one, it never nicked, not once. Didn't get pulled on bark, didn't get nicked by hand saws, didn't get nicked by chainsaw chains, hanging beside it and, you know, grabbing it as I'm climbing around when it's on my shim beaner, the chainsaw that is. Didn't get nicked when pole saws fell or anything. So this stuff has won its place in my heart. And that's why I want to compare the other one with this. And we'll talk about that in the future as well. Now this is a 20-foot lanyard. I like long lanyards, and I'll also go into more detail about lanyard use and how you might want to set it up in another video. So keep that in mind. This here, you may have seen this. Goodness, that's hard. Yeah. So this here is a magnet system, and this one in particular is designed for one of the concepts that I'm working on, helping. I've taken to note you guys' theories, thoughts, and concerns about some things, and this here is going to be a test for that system. I'm super stoked to have this extra one so that I can give it a go and we can see if it works like I want it to or not, okay? So keep an eye out for that video as well. These are just, they're stickers. Love the fact that they send me stickers. You know, it's, I don't know, slaps are cool. Now, these might look familiar. Does that look familiar to something else? Well, it looks very familiar to these. So why in the world do I have another pair of these? Well, I gotta tell you, I love these things, okay? Just know that. And I'm not complaining about them at all. But on this one here, it was an unfortunate circumstance that I think I got a fluke one. If you notice, this rivet is like out of whack. It's not centered. And I'm looking at it, and the more I look at it, the more it looks like it has been pressed in at an angle. Maybe it was just a fluke in manufacturing. You know how things go through machines, or I don't know if these are made by hand, somebody's pressing them by hand, or if a machine and a conveyor does it, I don't know. But it pulled out of the casing of the leg pad, and what that causes is it causes a bit of movement up and down in the shank, right, in the hook shank. The concern with this, of course, is that that could potentially come out. It makes it less comfortable to climb in. It's a bit more fatiguing because you're fighting. So this is not, even though I can climb on them and I have climbed on them like they are, not an ideal thing. So Kyle reached out to Weaver, told Weaver about my video that I did the review on, which I don't go back on. Understand, this is just a fluke, I think, okay? They're actually investigating and they're actually reviewing it. So I've got to send these old pads back, and they sent me brand new ones. And that is customer service, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Kyle at Gap went through it, and Weaver has taken the step to say, okay, let's take care of this guy. So those are the kind of companies and situations that build my confidence in them, okay? Are you getting the picture? So that's pretty cool, right? Now, this one I've been actually eyeing for like a year and a half, and I just haven't had the money or really the practical need for it, so I haven't gotten it yet, but I got it now, and I'm super stoked to give it a go. Can you see it? Yeah. So I've been using Prusik cords like I told you. I've gone through just about every other device that I can think of for the lanyard management other than like the hipster or yeah, pretty much the hipster. I don't think there is another device out there that's new and unique for lanyard management. Never fear, I'm working on one. But this thing is, I'm ready to give it a go. The only complaint I have to Petzl, and don't get me wrong, Petzl, I love your products. I have a number of them and I think they're great. Everything from your carabiners to Even your little like additional swivels that you put on your saddle to orient this stuff correctly and everything are just stellar, honestly. I like them a lot. The only complaint that I have is that they won't sell the Zillon without the lanyard cord. That's the only complaint I have. So here it is, brand new, all shiny. I love how compact it is. You've got your pulley and everything. I mean, it's a miniature zigzag, right? That's what it is. And have you ever used a zigzag? Now, I'm not a DDRT guy by any means. I don't do it at all. And the only moving rope system I remotely use is my lanyard system as a secondary, and there is a major reason for that, which we'll get into in the future as well. But yeah, so I bought this. Now, I don't know how this rope is for the lanyard, so we'll see. I know a couple of guys who run them and they like them, but is it going to compare to the TriTech? I don't know, we'll see. I have on some of my lanyards been running old rope line like Poison Ivy and whatnot, and those were pretty good. But this here, I don't know. It's kind of like in your hand, it's super supple. I mean, it's like really, really supple. But what I notice is that there is quite a bit of texture. And when there's quite a bit of texture in the weaving, the less tight the case of it is, or the sheath of it is, the more potential there is for it to get snagged, picked, cut, right? And sometimes, I don't know, I haven't used this. I'm not making statements about this because I know. I'm telling you, this is what my experience has been. Sometimes they tend to have their little lumps in them a little easier, from what I can tell as well. Will this be the case with the Petzl? I don't know. So, cool thing about this is definitely that it comes, once again, this is the longest one. I want to say it's like 20 foot too. I like long lanyards, you'll find that out. It's 5.5 meters, and I want to say that is like right at 20 feet or something. It has a really cool stitched eye with a case on it. You know, the grommets and stuff on the end. And then here's your stopper. And it's, yeah, I'm super stoked to give this thing a go. If I don't like the rope though, I really bought it for the device. Now, I do already know there is a aspect about this device that's not my favorite. It happens with the Zigzag, and it's gonna happen with this one. But once again, that's for another video. So there you have it. I have the new Zillon, which just, I mean, it is beautiful. And I don't know if the new Zillion's different from the old one because I don't have an old one, but this one has the flare in it too for guiding. So I'm curious if that made a difference. I'll have to ask some people. I do like the overall design of it. It is definitely a heavier piece of kit to be carrying on you for lanyard work than like a pulley and a Prusik. So keep that in mind as well. There is a weight disadvantage to this over the others. I got the TriTech lanyard cord, 20 foot of it. Got me this super sweet concept piece that you'll see what's going on. This is technically a lanyard management system breakaway, but we're gonna see if it works for something much cooler. And I got me a nice little Rit Prusik cord to give as a go and let you guys know how that works out as well. So, did I bore you to death with the stuff that I got? I hope not. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, the Zillon does come with this little pack. Now, I will say that I use these packs, but I almost never use them for putting the product back in it. But these bags do come in super handy, and this one has a little bit of Velcro on the cap. It goes like this, And these are great for putting like extra micro pulleys or whatever in to keep them all bunched in one place so you're not digging through your bag or equipment or whatnot. But we'll go through a bunch more tips that I'm finding and using as a climber to organize myself and keep stuff going in future stuff. So if you haven't yet, go check out GapArboristSupply.com. Go talk to the guys, see what they can help you with, and see if their customer service is worth it to you. I think it is. Also, if you haven't, go check out Elevated Office Podcast. You can get there through anchor.fm/elevated-office, okay? You can find the links to all of this stuff in the description of this video. Also, if you haven't, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's helping out. And on my channel, you will find in the description links to gear that I use and stuff like that. And there's some Amazon affiliate links. If you buy through those links, you aren't paying anything other than what you buy. And I get a very small percentage, which actually helps me keep getting new equipment to test and that kind of stuff as well. And it helps me develop my new techniques and things a bit more, and helps you guys out as well. So it's all really going back to you. That's truly what it's about, and that's what I want you to understand. I do this not for me. I could make a living and I could actually cut more trees if I didn't make videos, but I want to help you guys. I want to help the community where I can. I'm not saying I'm the know-it-all. I'm not saying that I'm better than the other guys out there. What I'm saying is I have the desire and willingness to do so, and by you supporting me, you're supporting yourself and the community. So let's keep it going, and keep an eye out for when my Patreon page goes live and what all the features of that are and what the benefits are for you guys as well, okay? Thanks so much. So glad to have you guys watching. Please give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Leave a comment if you wouldn't mind. It really helps. And I like to know what you guys think, and we'll talk in the future. See you in the next one. Bye.